The archaeological site on Kepler 452 bits pulsed with an eerie silence. Dr. Kira Novik brushed away millennia-old dust from the crystalline surface, her gloved hands trembling with anticipation. The massive structure before her defied every known principle of archaeological science, a testament to a civilization far beyond human comprehension. Commander Raj Verma stood nearby, his military posture a stark contrast to Kira's academic enthusiasm. "We're burning through resources," he muttered, checking the environmental readings on his quantum-enhanced tablet. "The Galactic Exploration Committee expects results." Kira ignored his impatience. Her eyes traced the intricate geometric patterns etched into the crystal-like material. Each line seemed to tell a story, a complex narrative of a civilization that had mastered technologies humanity could only dream of imagining. "There's something here," she whispered, more to herself than to Verma. "These aren't just markings. They're a language, a code waiting to be understood." The expedition's research vessel, the U.S. Horizon, hummed with restless energy overhead. Automated drones buzzed around the archaeological site, their sensors probing every microscopic detail of the alien structure. But something was different about this location, a feeling of dormant power that made the hair on the back of Kira's neck stand on end. "Commander," she called out, her voice tight with excitement, "these inscriptions, they're not static. They're shifting." Verma approached, skepticism etched into his weathered features. "Shifting? That's impossible." But as he spoke, the crystalline surface beneath Kira's fingertips began to pulse with a soft emerald light. The geometric patterns seemed to dance, rearranging themselves in complex, mesmerizing sequences. A low hum filled the air, so deep it was more felt than heard. The research drones began to malfunction, their sensors overloading with incomprehensible data streams. "Shut down all equipment." Verma barked, but it was too late. The crystal surface split open with a sound like 1,000 whispers. From within the structure, a form began to take shape, neither solid nor completely transparent, but something in between. A being of pure energy and crystalline substance slowly coalesced. Kira stood frozen, her scientific mind struggling to process what she was witnessing. The being, female in appearance, yet utterly alien, opened eyes that contained entire galaxies. "I am Zara," the being spoke, though no sound actually emerged. The words formed directly in Kira and Verma's minds. "And you have awakened me from a slumber that spans countless generations." Commander Verma reached for his weapon, but found his arm paralyzed. Kira, surprisingly, felt no fear. Instead, a sense of profound connection washed over her. "Who are you?" Kira asked, her voice barely a whisper. Zara's form shimmered, memories of ancient conflicts bleeding through her crystalline essence. "I am the last guardian of a war that consumed entire civilizations, a war that is not yet over." The surrounding landscape began to change. The barren exoplanet's rocky terrain seemed to pulse with hidden energy, as if responding to Zara's awakening. Distant rock formations shifted, revealing complex technological structures that had been hidden for millennia. "Humanity stands at a crossroads," Zara continued, her mental communication carrying a weight of immense significance. "The enemies I fought, the Void Hunters, they are returning, and only through an alliance can they be stopped." Commander Verma finally found his voice. "What enemies? What are you talking about?" Zara turned her galaxy-filled gaze toward him. "Parasitic entities that consume civilizations, that feed on the quantum energy of entire star systems. They were imprisoned, but the barriers are weakening." Kira's scientific mind raced. Quantum energy consumption, interdimensional parasites. It sounded like the stuff of science fiction. And yet, the evidence was right in front of her. "Why us?" she asked. "Why now?" A hint of something, perhaps sadness, perhaps hope, flickered through Zara's crystalline form. "Because humanity has something the Void Hunters do not understand. Something that makes you unique in all the galaxies I have witnessed." As if to emphasize her point, the surrounding landscape continued to transform. Ancient technology emerged from hidden compartments, complex machinery that hummed with potential energy. Commander Verma, his military training finally reasserting itself, spoke into his communication device. Horizon, this is Commander Verma. Initiate full lockdown protocol. We have an unusual situation. Zara's form began to stabilize, becoming more defined. No longer just a being of pure energy, she was taking on a more corporeal appearance. Tall with skin that seemed to be made of living crystal, eyes that held the depth of countless stars. The first battle, she said, begins now. Little did Kira Novak and Commander Raj Verma know that their discovery would mark the beginning of humanity's most critical confrontation, a war that would determine the fate of not just one civilization, but potentially all of existence. The research vessel Horizon vibrated with tension. Lieutenant Elena Rodriguez studied the holographic displays, her fingers dancing across quantum interfaces that struggled to make sense of the data streaming from the planet's surface. Dr. Marcus Brennan hunched over a nearby workstation, his usual calm demeanor replaced by an electric excitement. "These quantum signatures," Marcus muttered, "they're unlike anything in our databases. It's as if we're looking at an entirely new form of energy transfer." Zara stood at the center of the ship's primary research chamber, her crystalline form casting prismatic reflections across the metallic walls. Since her awakening, she had become both a source of profound scientific interest and a potential strategic asset for humanity. Elena approached cautiously. "You said the Void Hunters are returning. Tell us more about them." Zara's form shimmered, memories manifesting as holographic projections that filled the chamber. Scenes of cosmic destruction played out, entire star systems consumed by writhing, shadow-like entities, civilizations reduced to quantum echoes, their essence devoured by predators that existed between dimensions. "The Void Hunters are not simply a species," Zara explained, her mental communication carrying the weight of eons. "They are a quantum plague. They don't just consume physical matter, they consume potential. Every civilization they touch is not just destroyed, but erased from the very fabric of possibility." Marcus leaned forward, his scientific curiosity overriding his initial fear. "How is that even possible? Matter can't simply be erased from existence." A sad smile seemed to flicker across Zora's crystalline features. "Your understanding of matter is limited to three-dimensional perception. The Void Hunters exist in quantum states that allow them to consume not just what is, but what could be." The holographic display shifted, showing intricate networks of quantum threads, some bright and vibrant, others dark and withering. Elena recognized the pattern from her advanced tactical training. "It's like a network," she said. "They're consuming the potential energy of entire civilizations." "Precisely," Zora confirmed. "And humanity stands at a critical junction. Your species possesses a quantum resilience unlike any I've encountered in millennia of observation." Commander Verma entered the chamber, his military uniform crisped despite hours of intense briefings. "Resilience. We've barely begun to understand quantum mechanics." Zara's form expanded, filling the chamber with a soft emerald light. "Resilience is not about technological advancement. It's about potential. The ability to adapt, to imagine, to hope in the face of absolute destruction." A warning alarm suddenly blared across the ship's communication systems. Marcus's display flickered with alarming readings. "We're detecting massive quantum disturbances at the edge of the solar system," he reported, his voice tight with tension. Elena's training kicked in. "Source." Before anyone could respond, the ship's quantum shields began to fluctuate. Shadows seemed to seep through the ship's metal walls. Not physical shadows, but something more insidious. Quantum tendrils that defied conventional physics. "They're here," Zara said, her voice a mixture of resignation and determination. The first wave of the Void Hunters. Commander Verma activated the ship's defensive protocols. All hands, battle stations, quantum weapons to maximum charge. The horizon trembled. Outside the ship's viewports, space itself seemed to warp and twist. Darkness began to consume the stars, not by blocking their light, but by literally erasing them from existence. Marcus turned to Zara. "Can we fight them?" Her response was both a warning and a promise. "Not alone, but together, we might have a chance." The first quantum tendrils of the Void Hunters began to probe the horizon's defenses. The battle for humanity's existence had begun, a war that would be fought not just with weapons, but with the very essence of potential and imagination. Elena gripped her tactical console, watching as reality itself began to unravel around them. Whatever was coming, they would face it together. The research facility on Europa's underground base hummed with a nervous energy. Captain Imani Okoro stood before a holographic display, her dark eyes tracking the quantum anomalies that continued to spread across multiple star systems. Professor Viktor Sokolov adjusted his quantum resonance equipment, his weathered hands moving with the precision of a master craftsman. "The quantum interference is increasing," Viktor muttered, his Russian accent thick with concentration. "Whatever mechanism Zara used to track the Void Hunters is breaking down." Zara's crystalline form stood at the center of the facility's primary research chamber, her essence flickering like a quantum beacon. Since the encounter on the horizon, she had become both their greatest weapon and their most enigmatic ally. Captain Okoro approached the quantum interface. "Talk to me, Zara. What are we missing?" The being's response came not in words, but in a cascade of quantum imagery. Memories of ancient battles played out in microscopic detail, civilizations rising and falling, quantum barriers being constructed and destroyed, entire dimensional planes collapsing under the weight of the Void Hunters' relentless consumption. The key, Zara's mental communication resonated, is not in stopping them. It's in understanding their fundamental nature. Professor Sokolov's eyebrows furrowed. "You mean they're more than just a species, more than a threat?" A holographic representation materialized, a complex network of quantum threads, some vibrant and pulsing with life, others dark and withering. "The Void Hunters are a quantum state," Zara explained. "They don't just consume physical matter. They consume potential. Every civilization they touch is not just destroyed, but erased from the very fabric of possibility." The facility's quantum sensors began to spike. Warning alarms blared, their sound distorting in ways that seemed to bend reality itself. Multiple quantum breaches detected. The facility's AI announced. Dimensional integrity at 62% and falling. Captain Okoro's military training kicked in. Activate quantum containment protocols. Full lockdown. But even as she spoke, the facility began to change. Walls seemed to ripple and shift, quantum threads weaving through solid matter like living fabric. Professor Sokolov's equipment began to malfunction, displays showing impossible geometries and landscapes that existed between realities. "They're here," Zara warned, her form becoming more solid, more defined. The first Void Hunter breached the facility's quantum barriers. It wasn't a physical entity in any traditional sense, more a living absence, a hole in reality that consumed everything it touched. Quantum tendrils extended from its core, probing, seeking, consuming. "Humanity's quantum potential," Zara continued, "is its greatest weapon. Your ability to imagine, to hope, to persist. It's a form of energy the Void Hunters cannot comprehend." Victor's quantum resonance equipment suddenly came to life. Complex algorithms began to form, creating a pattern that seemed to push back against the Void Hunters' quantum invasion. "It's responding to human creativity," Victor realized. "The more complex our thought patterns, the more we resist." Captain Okoro understood immediately. Engage creative protocols. Full mental simulation. The facility transformed. Holographic displays filled with impossible art, complex mathematical equations, musical compositions that seemed to defy physical laws. Each creative output became a weapon, a quantum shield against the invading darkness. The Void Hunter recoiled. For the first time since its existence, it encountered a form of resistance it could not immediately consume. Zara's form expanded, becoming a quantum bridge between human creativity and the invasive darkness. "This is why I chose humanity," she proclaimed. "Your potential is your greatest strength." The battle was far from over. But for the first time, the Void Hunters had found an opponent they could not simply erase. As quantum threads danced, and reality itself seemed to hold its breath, humanity's first true defense against the cosmic threat took shape, not through weapons, but through the pure, unbridled power of imagination. The interdimensional research station orbited a dying star, its quantum stabilizers working overtime to maintain structural integrity. Dr. Lena Kim stood before a massive holographic display, her fingers tracing quantum pathways that seemed to breathe and pulse with living energy. Beside her, Commander Jack Rice studied the complex network of potential invasion points. Zara's crystalline form had become more integrated with human technology, her essence now a living bridge between human understanding and cosmic warfare. The quantum battles of previous encounters had transformed her, making her both more solid and more ethereal. The convergence is approaching. Zara's mental communication resonated through the station. The Void Hunters are consolidating their quantum invasion points. Dr. Kim's latest research had revealed something extraordinary. "It's not just about defending," she explained, her voice carrying a mixture of excitement and trepidation. "We've discovered that human consciousness can actually manipulate quantum barriers." Commander Rice looked skeptical. "Manipulate how?" A holographic representation materialized, showing how human thought patterns could create quantum barriers, twist dimensional pathways, and potentially create quantum shields that the Void Hunters couldn't penetrate. "Imagination is more than an abstract concept," Zara explained. "It's a fundamental quantum force. Each creative thought generates quantum energy that can resist dimensional consumption." The station's quantum sensors began to spike. Warning systems flickered, showing multiple dimensional breaches forming simultaneously across different sectors of known space. "They're changing tactics," Dr. Kim muttered, her fingers dancing across quantum interface panels. "Instead of a single invasion point, they're creating multiple quantum rifts." A massive holographic display showed the invasion in real time. Darkness began to consume entire star systems, not by destroying them, but by literally erasing them from quantum existence. Entire civilizations winked out, their potential energy absorbed by the expanding void. Commander Rice activated the station's defensive protocols. "Engage quantum resonance field." Full creative output. The station transformed. Every surface became a canvas of human potential. Mathematical equations danced across walls. Musical compositions generated complex quantum patterns. Artistic representations created living shields of pure potential energy. Zara's form expanded, becoming a quantum conduit. "The Void Hunters consume what is," she proclaimed. "Humanity generates what could be." The first quantum tendrils of the invasion breached the station's outer defenses. But instead of consuming everything in their path, they encountered something unprecedented. Each creative thought generated a quantum barrier that pushed back, twisted, and reshaped the invasive energy. Dr. Kim's research had discovered something profound. Human creativity wasn't just a defense, it was a weapon. "They can't comprehend randomness," she explained, her voice rising with excitement. "Each unique thought creates a quantum pathway they can't predict or consume." The battle became a dance of potential. Quantum threads of human imagination fought against the consuming darkness of the Void Hunters. Art became a shield. Music became a weapon. Mathematical concepts twisted dimensional barriers. Commander Rice watched in awe as entire sections of space began to resist the invasion. "We're not just defending," he realized. "We're fighting back." Zara's form pulsed with a mixture of pride and determination. "This is why I chose humanity," she communicated. "Your potential is your greatest strength." As the quantum battle reached its most critical point, humanity stood on the precipice of either total destruction or unprecedented transformation. The Void Hunters had found an opponent they could not simply erase, a species that could generate potential faster than it could be consumed. The convergence had begun, and humanity was ready. The quantum communication hub stretched across the dark side of Earth's moon, a testament to humanity's rapid technological evolution. Admiral Sophia Chen stood at the central command, her silver-streaked hair reflecting the holographic displays that mapped the cosmic conflict. Dr. Rohan Patel worked furiously at the quantum interface, his fingers creating intricate patterns that seemed to dance between reality and possibility. Zara's crystalline form had become fully integrated with human technology, her essence now a living bridge between human potential and cosmic defense. The final convergence approaches. Zara's mental communication resonated through the facility. Everything we've prepared comes down to this moment. The holographic displays showed the entire known universe, a complex network of quantum threads with dark tendrils of the void hunters spreading like a cancer through dimensional space. But now, those tendrils were meeting unexpected resistance. Dr. Patel looked up, his eyes bright with a mixture of terror and hope. "We've transformed human consciousness into a quantum weapon," he explained. "Every creative thought, every moment of imagination becomes a shield, a weapon against dimensional consumption." Admiral Chen watched as entire star systems that would have been erased now pulsed with resistance. Humanity's collective imagination had become a force more powerful than any traditional weapon. "They consume potential," Zara explained, her form expanding to fill the communication hub. "But humanity generates potential faster than it can be consumed." The final battle was unlike any conflict in cosmic history. It wasn't fought with traditional weapons, but with the pure power of human creativity. Mathematical equations became quantum barriers. Musical compositions twisted dimensional pathways. Artistic expressions generated shields of pure potential energy. Quantum rifts began to close. The darkness of the void hunters retreated, unable to comprehend or consume the endless potential of human imagination. "We are not just defending," Zora communicated, her essence vibrating with a mixture of pride and wonder. "We are rewriting the fundamental laws of dimensional existence." Dr. Patel's quantum interface began to show something unprecedented. The void hunters weren't just being pushed back, they were being transformed. Their consuming darkness was being converted into pure potential energy. "They're becoming something else," he whispered in awe. Admiral Chen understood immediately. "We're not destroying them. We're changing them." The final moments of the conflict were a symphony of quantum potential. Humanity's collective imagination rewrote the very fabric of dimensional existence. The void hunters, once a force of pure consumption, began to generate their own potential, their own creativity. Zara's form began to change, no longer just a guardian, but a bridge between what was and what could be. "This is ascension," she communicated, "not through destruction, but through understanding." As the last quantum rifts closed, something remarkable happened. The darkness didn't disappear, it transformed, became part of the infinite potential of existence. Dr. Patel looked at the displays in wonder. "We didn't just win a war," he said softly. "We expanded the definition of existence itself." Admiral Chen placed a hand on Zora's crystalline form, a gesture of unity, of understanding. The universe breathed, and in that breath, humanity found its true place among the infinite. They were no longer just defenders. They were guardians of potential itself.